The Republicans have a problem. They want to protect the rich. Now, I don't say that just as a general thing. I have specifics for you. What they want to do is make sure that the Bush tax cuts for the top 2% are extended, honestly, permanently. To give you a sense of how much that helps the rich, the average millionaire would get over $74,000 in tax breaks every year based on that tax cut. So they're going to get this giant tax cut. And that actually applies to tax cuts overall that the Republicans are pushing for, applies for 2.7 million affluent Americans. Okay? Now, the problem is they've always said that they're for tax cuts for everybody, but that's actually not true. Right now, at the same time, they're proposing and fighting for killing a tax cut that applies to the middle class. That would affect 13 million families. So the Republicans want to take $55 billion away from the middle class and the poor through tax cuts like, for example, on earned income for a child tax credit. That's something they had pretended to be in favor of before. They want to take that away. The extra round of tax cuts that President Obama passed in his stimulus bill regarding that. Also, earned income credit for families with 3 or more children and reduced marriage penalty. Now, they always talked about the marriage penalty. Now they've reduced the marriage penalty. Republicans want to take it away. They want to take away $55 billion in tax cuts from the middle class. So how are they going to defend this position? Now it seems like they're brazenly and singularly in favor of the rich and only the rich. Well, Jon Kyle has a brilliant idea. Let's pretend that the middle class doesn't even exist. Watch.
I want to say a few words today about the current debate over class, a term that's become ubiquitous in this election year. Its usage in political rhetoric is, I believe, misguided and wrong and even dangerous. Most prominently, we have a president who talks incessantly about class, particularly the middle class. Maybe you've noticed that.
Yeah. I've also noticed every other politician in my lifetime constantly referring to the middle class and how they're the champions of the middle class. Now, all of a sudden, it's a bad thing to talk about the middle class? Oh, these guys have gotten pathetic. They've gotten to a point where they're basically saying, oh, the middle class, well, obviously we don't want to be in favor of the middle class. We want to be in favor of the upper class. How are we going to solve that riddle? I got it. Let's not talk about the middle class. That's now all of a sudden banned, and I can't believe you would use the word class. He continues with this nonsense.
To say America has a middle class presumes we have a lower class or an upper class.
No.
Think about it. You can't have a middle without something on either side. Is it true that we have a lower class and a middle class? I don't think, and an upper class? Some Americans are better off financially than others are. That's
Really?
certainly true. But that's no basis for dividing us into arbitrary classes to favor one over another.
Is it lower class? I mean, is that really fair to talk about a lower class? I mean, wait a minute. Do people make less money? And then there's some people who make in the middle, and there's some people who make more? Yeah, but I mean, do we want to put labels on it? Because then it'll be obvious who we're in favor of and who we're against. And second of all, he's making it seem as if the Democrats are the ones that came up with this whole idea in the first place, or President Obama. Are you kidding me? First of all, every politician has talked about the middle class. Second of all, it's actually the Republicans who are saying, hey, you know what? We have a tax proposal that takes money from the middle class, literally, and gives it to the upper class. That's an $82 billion tax break they want to give to the richest people in the country. I'm sorry. I don't mean to call them the upper class. There's no such thing as class. That would be so crass of me to mention what they're actually doing. Who cares what you call it? The most important thing is what you're doing. And what you're doing is literally redistributing income from the middle class to the rich. These guys are unbelievable. So what's the final trick that Jon Kyle has up his sleeve to try to convince you that he's on the side of the good guys? Oh, this is beautiful. Watch this.
When Michael Jordan came, after he established how great he would be, he was given an enormous, almost unheard of salary. Did the other players say, that's not fair? No, actually, all the other players got big salary increases too. Nothing like Michael Jordan. but they got huge salary increases. Why? Because he made the team better. The whole franchise did well. The people selling popcorn in the stands, the people parking the cars, and certainly every one of the members of the team made much more money than they ever would have had Michael Jordan not come to the team.
Oh, I love this. I have never seen a clearer example of a full-throated defense of the rich like that. So, first of all, it isn't the same, just in case you are not aware of the absolutely obvious. We already tried their plan. We gave all the tax breaks to the rich, and they didn't earn it by being the best player like Michael Jordan. They earned it by buying senators like Jon Kyle and telling him, hey, here's your campaign donations, now give me huge tax breaks. And then afterwards, what happened? We lost jobs. Over 10 years when we did the Bush tax cuts for the rich, when we tried their idea, the popcorn guys didn't sell more popcorn. We all lost jobs. Median wage went down between 2007 and 2010. Almost every indication of economic health went down when we tried your plan. And now you're trying to hide behind Michael Jordan? You're pathetic. And then the last part is even more comical. Watch.
And that, I think, is the pernicious effect of the president's rhetoric, constantly talking about the middle class, as if somehow or other if I'm in, I don't even know if I'm in that group or not, but am I in the middle class? I make less money than the president suggests identifies the wealthy, that's for sure.
Oh, go, Jon Kyle. Am I in the middle class, a United States Senator? That guy's going to retire soon. And when he does, he's going to make millions as a lobbyist. And he comes out here with a straight face and says, I don't know, golly gee, am I in the middle class? Am I in the upper bracket? I don't know. Oh, God, I wouldn't want to put labels on it. Give me the tax cuts. Give me. The tax cuts he's lobbying for the rich would apply to him the very next year. Oh, would it? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I guess I must be Michael Jordan. How is this party winning any election anywhere in the country? These guys have planted the flag and said, we are for the rich, the super rich. We will do everything for them. We will literally take from the middle class and the poor and give it to the rich. And then we'll pretend that there is no such thing as the middle class in America and that that's not important. And how did they get 2 votes, let alone winning so many of these elections? Well, of course we know how. Because they take the money from the rich and then they deceive you with their political ads and their political campaigns. But now, this guy has jumped the shark. I mean, who in their right mind is going to listen to Jon Kyle and think, nailed it, he's right, we shouldn't be talking about class anymore. Here, take my money, give it to somebody rich. Maybe I'll get to sell more popcorn that way.